You are listening to Bedtime Dreamy Tales. Subscribe to our channel for new story. Story title, The Singing Bone. Once upon a time, in a bustling kingdom surrounded by lush forests and rolling hills, there was great distress over a ferocious wild boar. This monstrous creature rampaged through the fields, ravaging crops, killing cattle, and attacking anyone who ventured near. The peasants lived in constant fear, unable to tend to their lands, and the kingdom's prosperity waned. The king, a wise and just ruler, realized that something had to be done. He issued a royal proclamation. Anyone who could capture or kill the wild boar would be granted a hefty reward and the hand of his only daughter, Princess Eliza, in marriage. The princess, known for her kindness and beauty, supported her father's decision, hoping that a brave hero would save their people. In a small, humble village on the outskirts of the kingdom lived two brothers, Hans and Otto. They were the sons of a poor woodcutter. Hans, the older brother, was crafty and ambitious, always dreaming of wealth and power. Otto, the younger brother, was gentle, innocent, and driven by a desire to help others. Despite their differences, they loved each other dearly. When the king's proclamation reached their village, Hans saw an opportunity for glory and wealth. "Otto," he said, "we must go and defeat this beast. Think of the reward and the honor of marrying the princess." Otto, though hesitant, agreed. Not for the reward or the princess, but to rid the kingdom of its terrible plague. The brothers set off for the palace and presented themselves before the king. "In order to increase your chances of finding the beast," the king said, "you should enter the forest from opposite sides." Hans and Otto agreed and prepared for their journey into the dangerous woods. Hans, ever the strategist, entered the forest from the west, confident in his cunning. Otto, guided by his pure heart, entered from the east. As Otto walked deeper into the dark, dense forest, he encountered a little dwarf with a long white beard and sparkling blue eyes. The dwarf held a black spear in his hand and approached Otto. "Young man," the dwarf said, "I see that your heart is innocent and good. Take this spear. With it, you can face the wild boar without fear. It will protect you." Otto thanked the dwarf sincerely, taking the spear and feeling a surge of courage. He continued his journey, the dense forest seeming less daunting now. Soon, he heard the ground shaking and the trees rustling. The wild boar was near. The beast, as large as a horse with tusks like daggers, charged at Otto. But with a steady hand and a brave heart, Otto held the spear firm. The boar, in its blind rage, ran straight into the spear, piercing its heart and falling dead at Otto's feet. Relieved and exhausted, Otto hoisted the massive creature onto his back and started his journey home. He emerged from the forest near a lively tavern where villagers were celebrating a festival. Among the crowd was Hans, drinking and boasting about his bravery. When he saw Otto with the slain boar, envy and malice clouded his heart. "Brother," Hans called out, forcing a smile, "come, rest and celebrate your victory with a cup of wine." Otto, trusting and unsuspecting, joined his brother in the tavern. As they drank, he recounted his encounter with the dwarf and the battle with the boar. Hans listened, his mind racing with jealousy and dark thoughts. As night fell, the brothers left the tavern together, carrying the boar towards the palace. They came to a narrow bridge over a swift, gurgling brook. The moon cast eerie shadows on the water below. Hans insisted that Otto go first. As Otto reached the middle of the bridge, Hans, driven by envy and greed, struck his brother from behind with a heavy club. Otto cried out in pain and surprise, falling into the brook below. The swift current swept him away, and Hans quickly buried his brother's body beneath the bridge. With a cold heart, he took the boar and presented it to the king, claiming the victory as his own. The king, unaware of the treachery, honored Hans with the promised reward. Hans married Princess Eliza, but his joy was tainted by the weight of his guilt. Years passed, and the kingdom slowly returned to its former prosperity. Yet, the memory of Otto's disappearance lingered in the hearts of those who knew him. One day, a shepherd was driving his flock across the bridge where Otto had been betrayed. As he looked down, he noticed a small, snow-white bone lying in the sand below. Curious, the shepherd climbed down, picked up the bone, and decided to carve it into a mouthpiece for his horn. When he blew into it for the first time, a hauntingly beautiful melody filled the air, and to his astonishment, the bone began to sing. "Oh, my dear shepherd, you are blowing on my little bone. My brother killed me and buried me beneath the bridge to get the wild boar for the daughter of the king." The shepherd was stunned by the song and realized the significance of the bone. He immediately took it to the palace, where he played the horn before the king and his court. The bone sang its sorrowful tale once more, and the king listened intently, his face growing pale. Recognizing the gravity of the revelation, the king ordered the area beneath the bridge to be dug up. There, they found Otto's remains, confirming the bone's tragic song. Hans, unable to escape his guilt, confessed to his heinous crime. The king, filled with righteous anger, decreed that Hans be sewn into a sack and drowned alive for his treachery. Otto's bones were laid to rest in a beautiful grave in the churchyard, and the kingdom mourned the loss of the brave and innocent young man. Princess Eliza, though heartbroken, vowed to honor Otto's memory by dedicating her life to helping the poor and ensuring that justice prevailed in the kingdom. And so, the story of Otto, the kind-hearted young man who faced a terrible beast and was betrayed by his own brother, was passed down through generations. The kingdom never forgot the lesson that nothing remains hidden from the light of truth, and the tale of the singing bone served as a reminder that true bravery and goodness would always be remembered. If you like this story, please give this video a like. For more stories, go to bedtimedreamytales.com. See you in the next story.